Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your WWE RoadBlock 2016 review. It's 3:41 a.m. I am going solo. This is your boy LK from ProWrestling.me. Go sign up. That's 100% completely free. Also from LK VIP. Go sign up. That's 99 pence, 99 cents wherever you are on the planet. That's 0.99 your currency in the first 14 days, completely free. Links in the description. Also from KocoSports.net, that's KocoSports.net. It's where the world goes to kick ass, home for combat sports above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. Roadblock finished about 20 minutes ago. Make sure you put in the comments, was this show a win? Was this show a loss? Was this show a tie? Mr. Dave Kokotis will not be with us due to some family issues. Well, I would say family issues, as you know, family members in hospital. It's not for me to tell anyone. He told me in private. So let's just put it this way: Mr. Kokotis will not be here due to personal reasons. He's MIA, missing in action, and I obviously wish him and his family all the best, and hopefully everything's okay. But not to worry. We have WWE Roadblock on our hands. As a show, as a wrestling show, I'm going to give this a win. Advancing storylines, non-existent. Storylines, wrestling matches that matter, non-existent. If you miss a show, does it matter? No. Was it a good show? Yes. Does anyone care? No. No one gives any shits at all. Like, literally, it's just championship matches happened. It was literally as if it was the house show. They just renamed it WWE Roadblock and stuffed it on the network. If you go to a house show, this is what you get. Championship matches where every champion retains. It doesn't go 3 hours long. Like, I was literally expecting this show to be still going right now. It finished about 20 minutes ago. I was a bit late setting up because I had to have a piss and I had to sort all this shit out. And I was there, like, at one point I'm going to be honest with you. I hate lying. Lying is one of my biggest pet peeves. The biggest pet peeves. I missed one match. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, one match. And that was the Revivals versus Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. I'm going to be honest with you. I was going to lie and just, shim my way through like a schnuck. But you know what? I thought I'm going to be honest. So if you, in the comments below and in the live comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that match, and we'll read that out. So that can be your match that you break down. That could be the Coco Plays presents. There's a little cheap plug there for Coco Plays. So the show starts off with the WWE Tag Team Championships on the line, as you have the New Day, which was Big E and Kofi Kingston. They defended against the League of Nations, which was Sheamus and my boy King Barrett. And King Barrett is a strange one for me because I think he's such a talented son of a bitch. And he's obviously handed in his notice. And just because the guy's handed in his notice, that, by the way, does not mean the guy is definitely going to leave in July. All it takes is July, August, September is for Vince McMahon to give that guy the Money in the Bank briefcase and a lot more money, and that man's going to stay. But the question is, will Vince McMahon see him as a money guy, as a guy who's going to make him money? And believe me, I'm going to touch on making Vince money a lot later on during the Brock Lesnar match, because the build-up pissed me off. The match pissed me off, and out of everything on this show, don't watch the Lesnar match. Watch the Stardust match over the Lesnar match. When those words come out of my mouth, I digress. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go on this road. Okay, so we have Brock Lesnar. Okay, he's the bit box office appeal. When Brock Lesnar is signed and announced to appear on Monday Night Raw, they usually give it a week, sometimes 2 weeks build. They give it, the fucking flashes on the screen, video packages, promos, the Twitter machine, their website, all over it. It's all about Brock Lesnar. He's the star of the show. He's wrestling on their network, which they want subscribers for heading into WrestleMania, because they want their quarter one to be a huge success, because obviously they lost money on quarter four, so they want it to be a huge success, even though giving WrestleMania for free surely isn't going to make you money. It's a short-term gain and not a long-term gain. You got to play the long-term game, especially with a network like that, because what's going to happen is they're trying to do this free month, and when people, they watch Mania, then they unsubscribe. That will look good on quarter one. The issue is that means quarter two will look just as bad, because those people will unsubscribe because they only wanted to watch WrestleMania for free. Then they're unsubscribing. It's actually really bad, because they're thinking, okay, quarter one now, the numbers for the network are going to go roof. So the stocks are going to think we're making an insane amount of money. When really, when they unsubscribe the night after WrestleMania, they're going to go down for quarter 2 and they're going to look like a big hit, and that's going to be a huge one. So I'm actually looking forward to June-July when we get quarter 2 numbers. That's very interesting to me, and I'm looking forward to that. But back to the point, this match between Brock Lesnar and the Wyatt Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper, okay, it was turned into a 2-on-1 handicap match because it made both of them look like imbeciles. Lesnar didn't gain anything from this. It was not promoted at all. The only promotion it got was on this show where Heyman cut that promo. Why couldn't Heyman cut that promo that he cut in that locker room on Monday Night Raw and tell people, look, you need to check out RoadBlock. You need to subscribe to the network. Cash in your free month now. You have to watch RoadBlock. Did they do that? No. They didn't do anything. If you were just a casual wrestling fan and you did not, go on WWE.com, you did not do all of this stuff, would you even realize Brock Lesnar was on the show? No. And the thing is, when you're paying Brock Lesnar a ridiculous amount of money, that takes the biscuit. That really does. An example I use, okay. Right, for instance, Monday Night Raw review on Monday. Say, for instance, me and Coco decide, you know what, we want Wrestling Ranted on the show, for example, because Wrestling Ranted on the show, he charges $50 per episode. He doesn't actually charge $50. He charges $75. That's why he's very ready. That's why we try not to get him on as much as possible, because the fee is just too much. By the way, that's a joke. So when Wrestling Ranted comes on, okay, it's $75. Me and Coco would then look at that and say, look, he's coming on next week's Raw review. We're paying him $75. We're going to promote this on Twitter. We're going to promote it on YouTube. We're going to promote it on Facebook. We're going to promote it during our podcast. We're going to promote the shit out of it because we're paying him to then make us money, because the viewership will go through the roof because he's this big box office deal. That's how it works. So in theory, you're paying Brock Lesnar all this money to wrestle on this show. Where's the income? You're not making any money from it. You're not selling any more merchandise because Brock Lesnar wasn't mentioned on Raw. You're not making any more ticket sales because he's barely announced on for the show. You're not making any more network subscribers because he wasn't mentioned for the show, apart from a quick fucking video flash during Monday Night Raw, where if you blinked your eye, you missed. And it really grinded my gears, okay? I know I should break it down match by match. It's just I wanted to get that off my chest because it really fucking pisses me off. I digress. So we have the New Day, Sheamus and King Barrett. My original point was King Barrett, before I fucking hindsighted into some fucking bullshit about Brock Lesnar. King Barrett, you tell me in 2011, okay, I did this during my SmackDown review. I just uploaded the SmackDown review, by the way, on this channel, so please go out of your way to watch it once you finish this show, if you watch SmackDown and curious of the SmackDown review. And I will get to live comments. I promise I will get to live comments, so keep them coming, and I'm probably just going to go through the show, and then boof, we're going to get a live comment. So I'm going to try and get this done as quickly as possible. It's 3:49 a.m. and I'm tired as fuck, and I'm going to get grouchy. So you have Sheamus, King Barrett. So in 2011, you're telling me, okay, in 2016, who do you think is going to be, the top 5 guys? Wade Barrett for sure. Cody Rhodes for sure. Maybe The Miz, he did main event. He could maybe push Dolph Ziggler, Alberto Del Rio. And look at that. You got Wade Barrett injured every 6 months. Daniel Bryan, the man's retired. It just goes on and on of just, it's not their fault, but at the same time it is. And here's a question for you, Internet Inventory. Here is a question. If Wade Barrett wasn't as injury prone as the man is, do you think he would be a lot higher up on the card? I, for one, think he is. I think he's really talented. Maybe I'm just skeptic and biased because he's English and I love anyone that comes from the greatest country on the planet Earth called England. No, I'm only messing. I think he's really talented. And what scares me is once his contract expires and if he doesn't re-sign, will he continue to wrestle? Will he continue to wrestle the Indies? So I want to see Wade Barrett versus Drew Goodaway versus Drew Galloway. I want to see Wade Barrett versus, Zack Sabre Jr., Wade Barrett versus Chris Hero, Wade Barrett versus Pentagon, Wade Barrett versus... I want to see those matches. I do. I want to see him go to Japan and mesh up with like Ishii and Naito. I think Wade Barrett Naito would be absolutely out of this world. Like, Wade Barrett's a great worker. He's a good promo. You can't deny he's a good promo. And he's stuck in this slump. He's stuck in this slump. What happens with Wade Barrett every single time for the past 6 years? He gets injured. He comes back with a twist to his gimmick. He wins the IC title. He then loses the IC title, gets injured again. This has happened for 5 times. Look back when he first won the IC title. He then got injured, came back, injured, came back, injured, came back, injured, came back, injured, came back. You get the fucking point. The match was okay. Before the New Day did cut a promo about Bootios, and they even lifted up a reveal, and it was actually Bootio cereal. And on the Twitter machine, W Shop, they announced that you can now buy that Bootio's t-shirt with the box, and that's marketing. I slaughtered the WWE marketing team earlier for the Brock Lesnar appearance, but that was a really good job there. That really did make me laugh. It was an okay match. I loved the spot where at the end Sheamus was chasing Xavier Woods, and then Kofi just bounced and jumped off the steps, hitting him face first on the floor. Wade Barrett was going to go for the bullhammer, but Big E got him up for the big ending to get the win. I was going to be honest, I was shocked. I was expecting League of Nations to get the win here, and I was expecting a double turn. Even though the New Day were face, it was kind of awkward face. Like, there were tweeners in this one. League of Nations was the heel. The New Day was the tweeners. Kofi Kingston was the babyface in peril. Obviously, Big E's going to get the hot tag because that's just good psychology. You know, the smaller man is your face in peril. The bigger man's going to get the hot tag because he's going to clear house. And it just psychologically, storytelling part makes sense, and that's how it always should be. That's why I like teams where it's a big guy and a small guy. I think that's how it works. That's how they work best. Look at all the best teams. The Hart Foundation. You've got, you know, Anvil, the big guy, Bret Hart, the small guy. You know, that's how I love my teams like that. Big, small guy. I like that. And sometimes you could twist it and have the big guy being the babyface and peril, and then the explosiveness of the small guy. But in general, I like that a lot. The match was okay. Good way to start the show. The crowd were red hot for it. I thought League of Nations were going to get the win. New Day were going to turn face, and then mainly you get the heel Dudleys versus heel League of Nations versus face New Day versus face Usos. Or, you know, you could have had New Day retain, be babyface to face the Dudleys, but then New Day also want the Usos on the card, and I don't know what they're going to do with the tag straps, and what a useless tag team division this is. You've got the Usos, don't like. New Day, like. League of Nations, I like that, but they've only just, you know, been added to the tag team division. Ascension, when was the last time they won? Los Matadores, when was the last time they won? Dudley Boys, when was the last time they were on your TV screen minus defeating the Ascension? Like, it's just things like that. Like, every time they go through these fucking phases of, we're going to make that belt important. No, this month we're going to make that belt important. Where was the US champion there? It's like this. It just drives me insane. Like, Cena's US champ, we don't give a fuck about the IC title. We're going to focus on that US title. Why can't you have enough fucking writers where you say, look, I want you're our best writer. I want you to focus on the WWE Heavyweight Championship scene. You IC title, you US title, you Divas, you tag. Okay? And then, you know, you have the other writers to come up with, you know, the personal storylines. And it's simple as that. Like, you have enough writers. And it just upsets me. It's like, oh, we're going to bring prestige back to the IC title. How about you just make every single championship you have in your company mean something? Is that too much to ask in 2016 to have belts mean something? Ring of Honor, perfect example. That world title means just as much, or a bit more, obviously, because it's the main belt in the company, just as much as that TV title. Just as much. That TV title is prestigious as fuck because they treat it like it's prestigious. The tag team titles, they care about that tag division. There's so many world-class teams. That division has depth. That could main event a pay-per-view. Easily, the tag team titles, it has. All-Star Extravaganza 2 years ago, it was Red Dragon versus Young Bucks, 2 out of 3 falls for the tag straps. You know? Like, well, I don't get it. I don't get WWE's logic sometimes, and it really does fuck me off. Then we had Chris Jericho come out. He cut a great heel promo, as always. He came out. Only Chris Jericho, a Canadian, could get booing in Canada. Like, he was there, and he cut a great promo. It really was a good promo. Go out of your way to watch the promo, and then he defeats Jack Swagger in a meh match. House show match. Like, it was okay, entertaining. The end came when Swagger went for the Swagger bomb. Jericho got his feet up and then hit the Cobra Bar. It was okay match. It was a squash match. It was an extended squash match. Then you had the Revival, which was Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder defeating Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy. I'm assuming it was a great match, and I said I'll be honest that I didn't watch it. I fell asleep. It was nothing against the talent, nothing against either one of those teams. I'm definitely going to get out of my way to watch the match. And again, please put in the comments, how was the match? Was there anything good? Was there anything bad? Was there any sloppiness? But what I didn't see it. What I did saw is they did the replay at the end where the Revival hit their flapjack into the lung blower on the outside, which looked really nasty. And there was a few spots where Cassidy threw him over the top to the floor. So there was some nice spots in there. Hopefully the crowd was hot. I'm interested in if Amore and Colin Cassidy got some great fan reaction at the start. I'm really pissed off I missed, but what I didn't miss was a singles match for the Divas Championship announced on the night. Why wasn't this announced on Monday? Why wasn't this announced on Monday? You could have built to this. You could have talked about the history from NXT TakeOver back in 2014. You know, this, in my opinion, that match, I talked about this on the previous show I did earlier on for the VIPs. The match in 2014 at the NXT TakeOver between Charlotte and Natalya really established Charlotte as a great worker. Like, I'm not saying that she was a shit worker before, but that took her up to the next level. That kind of gave her that skip in her step, that next level that she needed. And I think since then she's improved so much, and she gets a lot of slack from people. Some people love her. She's like Marmite. You either love her or you hate her. Some people hate the fact that Ric Flair's there constantly. Do apologize again. I'm just coming off my sickness, so if I do cough every now and then, I do apologize. Just swig a drink for the working man and move on. Hashtag fight that good fight. That'll be a great shirt. That'll be Coco's favorite shirt. Back to the point. You know, you either love her or you hate her. I'm like, I don't mind it every now and then. Like, she has great matches when she's against great talents. Like, she can have a great match with Sasha Banks. She can have a great match with Bayley. She can have a great match with Becky Lynch. She can have a great match with Natalya. But when you put her in the ring with Brie Bella, like, the greats could make a good to, like, for instance, here's an example. Bad Luck Fale is one of the worst professional wrestlers I've ever seen in the history of my life. But if you put him in the ring against Okada's going to get a great match out of him. If you put him in the ring against Hiroshi Tanahashi's going to get a great match against him. If you put Bad Luck Fale in the ring with Kane, you're going to get a shit match. It's the way it works. It takes two to tango unless that one is just fucking superb. Charlotte is not at that point yet where she can carry someone. And that's not against her. I mean, she's still kind of, you know, she's only been doing this for like a few years now. So I'm not going to go too mad about her. But this was a really good match. It was a very good match. I loved the sharpshooter spot. I loved that at one point I legit got out of my seat thinking that Natalya was going to get the win. There was a nice spot where she hit a beautiful sit-down powerbomb for a close near fall. Charlotte teased a moonsault off the top. That's where the powerbomb spot came. And then at the end, Ric Flair got involved, and then Charlotte hit the natural selection for a 2. It was a great match. Please, if this minus the main event, this is match of the night. I think the main event just be it. Just because I wasn't expecting this match to get a lot of time. I wasn't expecting it to be any good. But when they announced it for the Divas title, and then it was in Canada, the crowd was so much into Natalya. And this is a perfect example of if you give these women time, damn it, they're gonna produce for you. You have to trust them. You just have to. You have to put the title on the line. It's their hometown. That's the story. You don't need anything else. The story is Natalya, she's in her hometown. She wants a championship match, so she gets it. Okay, you can nitpick and say she didn't earn it. You know, it's a network special. It was announced, and then she said us for the title. I enjoyed it a lot. Great match, great stuff. Then you had Brock Lesnar defeating the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. It was suplexes. Harp hit a nice discus lariat for a near fall. That's about it. Like, there's nothing to talk about. I'm flabbergasted. I'm verklempt. I'm emotionally speechless of how lack of promotion that match got. That should have been a big deal. That was Brock Lesnar. The guy who ended the Undertaker's undefeated streak, who massacred Cena to capture the title, never lost the championship. And he's doing that in not even the semi-main. He's just there. He didn't sell merch. He didn't promote anything. He didn't advance a storyline with Dean Ambrose. Nothing. He just came out, hit some suplexes, and went. What's the point? You just paid him to do that. Why didn't you just phone up me and I would have fucking done it? And I would have done it a lot cheaper than Lesnar would have done. Okay, it would have been shit, but who cares? Like, in my opinion, that was the weakest segment of the night. Heyman's promo earlier on, though, that was something else. That was a fucking great promo. I wish he cut that promo Monday if they gave him the fucking time. Honestly. And then Sami Zayn defeated Stardust in a match that I enjoyed. Lots of people on Twitter were giving this a lot of heel heat for some particular reason, but I really enjoyed this match. I loved how much time it got. I liked how Sami Zayn actually got the win. Stardust hit a nice superplex off the top. Sami Zayn got the win with the Luva kick, as I mentioned earlier. Just trying. This to me, this review is difficult because when I go solo, I always have my notes. And when I'm with a guest, I don't have a notes because basically usually what happens is when I'm with Coco, when I'm with Booms, when I'm with Wrestling Round, when I'm with anyone, they ask me a question. I answer their question back and we feed off each other. It's the way it works. When you're solo, I like having notes. It makes me feel comfortable and relaxed. That's why I'm going to go to live comments. And because I thought until the main event prior to Sami Zayn Stardust, I honestly thought I was with Coco, and then Coco basically said it's like an emergency. I'm sorry, I physically can't be on the show. And I was like, oh, shit, I haven't got no notes. So I apologize. This is an absolute clusterfuck, but I can't. And I'm not going to go on there and read you a blow-by-blow detail. Just, I enjoyed this match. If you are not a fan of... Right, here's an example. If you didn't enjoy Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn on NXT because you thought it was just too long, far too long, you don't enjoy the slow and methodical style, don't watch it. But this was, I don't know why, I just liked it. There was a good near fall. I mean, Stardust hit a side effect, if I remember, for 2. The crowd were really dead, but they popped for Sami Zayn's entrance, which is good. It's showing that he's over, but you got to remember that was after a Brock Lesnar match, so it was the filler, it was the tone down before the main event. And speaking of the main event, what a great main event it was. It was Triple H defeating Dean Ambrose to retain the WWE Worldwide Championship. At one point, Dean Ambrose got the 3 count, but Dean Ambrose's foot was under the bottom rope. Ambrose hit an elbow drop off the top to the floor. Then Ambrose went for the elbow drop off the barricade through a table, but Triple H moves. Triple H then crawls back into the ring. Ambrose crawls back into the ring, allowing H to just hit a pedigree. 1, 2, 3, clean as a whistle. Triple H retains the championship. No interference from anyone. I enjoyed this. I fucking adored it. It went nearly 25, 26, 27-ish minutes around that region. Great length. H looked incredible. I love his strikes. I put that on my Twitter. I absolutely adore his strikes. Like, his strikes, he really goes through. Like, it really looks like he wants to knock someone's teeth down their fucking throat. He does. Like, his punches are great. I've always been a fan of Triple H's punches. I've always been a fan of Triple H in general. He's such a great worker. Like, everything he does, it's always so crisp, it's always so fluent, and it looks like he's fighting. Like, he may not be the most technically sound guy, even though he is really savvy on the mat, and at the start they had a nice technical exchange. He doesn't do anything pretty. He just hits a nice suplex every now and then, and it's just punches. It looks like it's a fight. It looks like he's in a war. And at the end, he did a great job selling, like crawling up the ramp, just scraping and fingertips on the WWE Heavyweight Championship, putting over Dean Ambrose. You could say he buried him. No, he put over Ambrose by the way he sold by saying, look, I got my I scraped out of that one. I got out of that just. And the way he sold at the end, like he could barely move, like really, really top drawer stuff. Great psychology from Triple H. Nitpicking, you know me and my psychology. Ambrose worked the leg quite a lot of the match, even applying a figure 4 at one point but what it was actually the crowd were quite hot for that. And it was just, he didn't sell the leg after that. You know, just nitpicking. And you know, the game's old school, so I was expecting him to pick up on that, but you know, as a whole, I did enjoy this. I'm going to give it a weak win - strong tie. Some additional points. I loved the venue. I loved the set. I really did enjoy the set. I liked how the lighting was. It made it feel all focused. It felt like a sporting event. JoJo, you need to find a new job in a different business because you can't do backstage interviewing, you can't wrestle, and you can't do ring announcing. And you insulted every great ring announcer there's ever been, period. Also, WWE champions, champions come out last, challengers come out first. This is where it's been for about 50 plus years now. You're not above the wrestling business. Don't start changing things that don't need to be changing. Stop being disrespectful. You're not above the wrestling business itself. Next time you see that, I'm going to go over there, Vinnie Mac. You are a fucking toilet and a sack of shit, and I'm going to slap your fucking lungs out, all right? Don't do that. Champions come out last. It's the way it's been for 50 plus years. Things like that really grind my motherfucking gears. All right? It's fundamental. Like, you go to an indie show and that happens. I'm being serious. If you go to an indie event, a legit show, if you go to an indie event right now, the champion comes out last. But yeah, and when children watch that, what's going to happen is in 10, 20 years' time, the children watching now, they'll be like, what do you mean the champion enters last? For the last 10, 20 years, the champion doesn't enter last. Like, oh, come on. I'm going to get us some live comments now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, as soon as the top of the first comment is from Ray Mustani, and I'm going to be using my phone gimmick, okay? So we got, that's what I'll be looking at when I'm looking down here, right? Ray Mustani puts, WWE cock block can suck my dick. Okay. Ray Mustani, fuck you, Vince, and I hope Reigns gets attacked at Mania. Oh, Ray Mustani's getting a bit hot over there. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. What's the point of this show if he didn't progress storylines? It was a generic house show that was taped live with some great wrestling on. That's the way I say it. If you just looked at this from a pure wrestling standpoint, this was a strong tie week win. Storyline point of view, don't watch it. As I said at the top of the hour. Do you honestly expect Reigns to get cheered at Mania? No, he's going to get booed out of the building. He's going to get booed, which is the perfect time to turn the man heel. Ray Mustani, why did Enzo and Cass lose, man? They're going to be on the main roster and they should have won. That's one thing, though. I honestly do believe they should never, ever win the NXT tag titles. For the simple fact of, I say this on every fucking time we talk about Maureen Cassidy, I swear. Get it right on my fucking forehead, engraved. When they come up to the main roster, the commentator should say they never won the NXT Tag Team Championship. They had chance after chance after chance. They can't win that big one. And then they have a few WWE Tag Team Championship matches and they can't win it. They always get screwed or they just come up short. And then when they finally win it at WrestleMania 33, WrestleMania 34, WrestleMania 35, then that's such a special moment. It will be a special, special, special moment. Example, Royal Rumble 04, Benoit finally won the Rumble, and then won the World Championship WrestleMania 20. Such a special moment because it was, you can't win the big one. You've come so close, you come so close, you come so close. And then finally when you did, it meant something. It meant something because you've come on the journey with them. Especially with guys like Maureen Cassidy, they're over baby faces, established baby faces. You need that. You need a slow burner. Don't just hot shot the belts on them because, you think it's going to get a good pop. Don't do that. Slow burn it. Make it special. Make them valuable. And you can always go back to that moment forever. That moment will be there forever and it will be special. But WWE don't like going for that. They like going for the short feuds. The only important thing from Cockblock was New Day promoting Bootios. Oh, Cockblock's... Sorry, I understand now. Cockblock is RoadBlock. Okay. I want the Wyatts out of my TV. Yeah, they didn't do anything for me on this show at all. Who won Bilma Alvarado? Who won, Dean Ambrose or Triple H? Triple H defeated Dean Ambrose via the pedigree. Ray Mustani, they promoted Lesnar versus Wyatt and they gave us Harper versus Lesnar. Fuck you, Vince. It was bullshit. They didn't even promote. I think you're being very generous there, Ray Mustani, by saying they promoted Lesnar versus Wyatt. I didn't see any promotion. Was there any promos? Nothing. Bilma Alvarado. Fuck you, Triple H. Ray Mustani, that was bad debut match for Zayn because the crowd made it seem pointless. Yeah, but you got to understand that was the filler in between the two main events of Brock Lesnar main event and Bray Wyatt and Triple H and Dean Ambrose for the strap. So it was kind of in the middle there, so they're guaranteed to be a quiet response. But I think they had a pretty cracking good match. Y2J was decent, but Y2J versus Swagger, come on. Yeah, but you got to remember, at the same time, they were doing a house show in another town. So, Swagger was the best of the rest, I guess. Ray Mustani, WWE will never give us what we want unless we riot and give Dean the Bryan treatment. I just think, like, there's a simple song. There is one song. And, the new mic, all these headphones, it's perfect time to sing. And I think we all should sing it together, okay? So we'll do a practice run first, and then we'll all do it together. So he does what he wants. Vinnie Mac the toilet. He does what he wants. Okay, so that's the song. Okay, so now we're gonna do it all together, and we're gonna have a clap. Okay, so here we go. He does what he wants. He does what he wants. Vinnie Mac the toilet. He does what he wants. It's simple as that. It's really as simple as that. Vinnie Mac he does what he wants. Like, he doesn't give a fuck if you, the paying customer, likes it or not. He's gonna do what he wants. If he wants a guy who's a great worker, who's an absolute incredible worker, he's got a great promo, he's got everything, but he doesn't have muscles. Well, he just doesn't see anything in the guy. Like Tyler Breeze, like, poor guy. But Roman Reigns is, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is he's got muscles. What else has he got? He's related to The Rock. Star. Guys, I'm looking at a star. I'm talking about a star right here. That's it. What more do you need? Guys, Roman Reigns is a fucking legend in this business. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. How can you just, like, it makes me speechless how you can have a roster that's so big, yet you put all your money, all your time, everything into just one guy. And then when that guy gets injured, then I give up trying to use their logic. The New Day face now. No, I think they're twins. Rey Mysterio, I wasted 3 hours watching Cockblock when I could have fucked my girlfriend. Same boat. Book Reigns from now on. Book him. Right, you're fired. Done. No, I don't want to fire the guy. It's just he has so many weaknesses you have to hide. You have to have him with a manager or a tag team for sure. They made Dean look weak for Lesnar. I don't agree with that. I think H did a fucking phenomenal job selling for him. And you got to remember, that's fucking Triple H. And Triple H just barely beat him. And technically, Ambrose did pin his shoulders to the mat. So I think they did a good job in protecting him. They still push Roman Lames, even though it's not going to work. Yeah, it's not. But what they should do is they should take this heat that he's got, turn him heel, and he'll be an absolutely incredible heel. Believe me, he'll be incredible heel. What else we got? League of Jobbers can get off my TV too. I like Barrett. I like Sheamus. I like Bertie from time to time. Why isn't Natty utilized more? The women can wrestle. Yeah, the women can wrestle. They just need to get given time. It's as simple as that, in my opinion. Like, the women prove that they can go out there. They can work a great match. They just have to get given time. They have to be given storylines. They have to have a story. Like, the reason why it was such a good match is because the story was so simple. It was fundamentally basic. This is her hometown. She's going for the belt. She wants that win in her hometown. The crowd are behind her. Simple. Really simple. Bullet Club Big says, I like the League of Nations. Me too. Rey Mysterio, I bet Dirty Dave Meltz will predict another debut for Enzo and Cass. He never said that. Lucas Torres, Mostra Aluta. I'm sorry, buddy, I can't speak that language. Crazy Jerry, to WWE, the title means nothing to them unless it's the WWE Whateverweight Championship. But yeah, and that really fucks me off. It does. It really does. It's stupid. It's so, like, Ring of Honor proved that it's so simple to book like a mid-card belt. Like, back in the day, WWE used to be so good at that IC title. Maybe what they need to do is just combine the IC and US and just have that one and just make it mean something. Rey Mysterio put Enzo and Cass was a great match. Okay, cool. I'll go back and give that a watch. Crazy Jerry put, what was the point in Y2J match? I don't know. Maybe fill time. It's Canada. Why not? You're paying him. He may as well fucking wrestle. I hope Reigns gets destroyed from now on. I hope he loses his job, but the Crazy Jerry puts the women match was a good match. I completely agree. Rey Mysterio, straight shoot. I love Cockblock. It progressed a lot of things. Did they actually say that? That's unbelievable. Do more moves, Brock. One move of doom. Yeah, it's getting to the point now. It's like, now we've seen him wrestle a lot. Well, I think he's been overexposed a little bit. I think he should be limited to 4 pay-per-views. And I think because when he's on Raw, it usually ends with a beatdown, which ends in suplexes. It's like, now I've seen you like hit 17,000 suplexes on 17,000 different people. the suplexes don't have the effect on me anymore. Book Dean versus Lesnar now. Well, it's no different to the way I would book Dean Lesnar than it was 6 weeks ago. The only difference is now you've wasted 3 weeks of booking opportunities. All you need is Paul Heyman to go out there and cut one magic promo, Ambrose to respond, Lesnar beatdown, sympathy. It depends. It depends. Like, if you want Ambrose to really be your next guy, like I mean, really be your next guy, put him over Lesnar. If you have no intention in making Ambrose your next megastar, don't bother. But if they're going to go with Reigns defeating Triple H, and if they're going to go with the double switch, because I think we need a babyface authority figure, and I think the tension between Triple H and Stephanie McMahon could be very motherfucking interesting. So personally, I'll do the double switch in the main event, Triple H turn baby, Reigns turn heel, and in theory, the crowd are going to make that happen anyway. And then have a babyface Ambrose who just defeated Brock Lesnar go against Reigns. That program can last for a few months. WWE doing a TNA thing by blacking out the fans with the lights. Yeah, I like it. Felt like a sport. A lot of matches today were really slow paced. Yeah, it's just a house show, isn't it? Army and just finished Blockade, Joke, Roadblocks, highlights Enzo and Cass and women's match with Charlotte versus. I love the women's match. It was really good. Would you have liked to fatal 4-way for the title? No. No, I like one-on-one matches for the strap in the main event. That's just me personally. I'm still watching Roadblock. I'm on the last match. Hope you enjoy that main event. The Crazy Jerry. It's a good match. Lennox Whitson lost. This was a house show with a ramp. Does Ambrose still make Mania main event? Yes or no? No. I think he's going to be like, right. Do you remember back in Mania 26, Edge and Jericho? That was promoted as a really big deal, but it just got dumped in the middle of the card. I think that's what that will be. Triple H and Ambrose was interesting. Just thought Ambrose might have won. Yeah, that's one thing what they got you. They got the WWE, no matter how much we bash them, they're really good at getting you with the what if. What if? You know, they'll tease you with that what if. And I think that I'm going to give them credit for that. That's a really good job. So good job to the writers there for getting that what if. Like, there was no way Dean Ambrose was defeating Triple H. They're not mucking their plans up. Their boy Roman Reigns is main eventing. JoJo is a singer, huh? Oh, can she sing then instead of ruining announcing for me? JoJo is better off as a stripper. What do you think? Yeah, I agree. Vince masturbates to our hatred. That's a good shout. Don't turn around, JoJo. JoJo is Reigns' daughter. That's brilliant. That was Rey Mysterio. That was brilliant. Zayn versus Owens will happen at WrestleMania 32. Yeah, I think that's amazing. Forsaken says it was a house show that got put on the network. It was meh and served no purpose to Mania in any sort of way. Roadblock. This ain't G.I. Joe. On a side note, it's nice to see Sami Zayn. I completely agree. But if you look at it from like a house show, when you go to a house show, you don't want storyline development. You just have great matches. This was a great show. Like, I went in there not expecting storyline development. I went in there expecting wrestling, and I got good wrestling. It depends. Right. How about this? If you look at this from a storyline development point of view as a pay-per-view, this show is a loss. If you're looking at it as just a house show to watch some good wrestling, this is a strong tie week win. Fran Yanni puts Vince masturbates to our hatred is the quote of the day, and I completely agree. Lennox, but the journey isn't going to translate from NXT to Raw for Enzo and Cass, and that's from an NXT fan. Way too many people that watch Raw don't have the network, and W usually never carries. I know, but it's just such a good story to tell, Lennox. I think it's such a great story. And if the commentators bring it up, just slyly, like, these guys, they never won the NXT. JBL as a heel. These guys, they never won the NXT tag titles. These guys, they may have the fans behind them, but these guys can't win the big one. Imagine that every single week, JBL saying these guys can't win the big one. And then you're going to feel so for if house show, why crowd's so quiet? Because they're imbeciles. Rey Mysterio puts, he does what he wants. He wants Vinnie Mac. He does what he wants. Suck my cock. LK should be a singer. No, I shouldn't be a singer. He does what he wants. He does. That's Fran Yeti. These guys are singing. Splitting the roster during broadcasting is the dumbest thing. It does bring in 2 sets of gates, but the fans aren't going to keep coming back to house shows for a half roster. Say for a band, so I agree. Amy Ann puts new mic. I agree. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Bought a new mic and a new headset thing. Yeah, it was a good deal. Yeah. Oh, shall we do it? Should we have the memorial right here, right now? Oh, shit, as I just go breaking every motherfucking thing here in the office. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. the best piece of equipment I've ever bought in my life. The Samsung CO1U USB studio condenser. Go to Amazon right now and give this a 1-star rating. Say LK sent you here. How many shows has that thing there, that little sensitive thing there, fucked up? How many shows? I think we should do a live. I should burn it in the back garden. It should be a live show. I think it'll have to be pre-recorded in case I die. I don't want to die on the air. That's just a good way to go, isn't it? That'll bring in the ratings, won't it? Coco will be like, "Oh, I'll pay you." Yeah, Jesus Christ, I'll fake my death, and I'll go all the way to Afghanistan, and I'll hide in the shadows. Yeah, just new mic. Moment of silence for once great mic turned awful. I don't know what I did there, but fucking loads of things fell off the little inside of my desk there. I digress. The greatness of being live. Why we love being live. Oh, Jesus. We're comments time. And I guarantee you, the likes to dislikes are going to go up like a sumbitch. The way it always works. It's so frustrating. It's like, oh, we're 12-0, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Good job, guys. I like that. I like that a lot. Keep the likes coming. I'm still trying to find the place now. He does what he wants. It's okay. Ambrose should have kicked out at least one pedigree. Yeah, that was what was running through my mind. I literally wasn't bought into that. When H hit that first pedigree, I'm like, okay, he's going to kick out, and he didn't. I was kind of shocked. Roman turning heel. Good one, Meltzer. Triple H did sell well, but how many people watch this show? Or anyone that will hear after Monday is that Triple H beat Dean 1, 2, 3. That is unless they still put Dean in the main event. That is possibility. You know, that is very possible. I mean, they could do the old story of Dean Ambrose come out. Look, I don't care. I want my World Championship match for WrestleMania. Reigns to be like, you fucking serious? I'm the guy who's facing Triple H at WrestleMania. How about, just find a fucking way to put the fucking shot at WrestleMania on the line, have Dean Ambrose win, and then Roman Reigns say, look, contractually, I want it Fastlane to be able to have a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania 32. And then have it a 3-way. But I want one-on-one match for the world title. Lesnar should suplex Michael Cole. Agreed. Should Dean beat Lesnar some way? If you, again, I said this earlier on, if you want this guy to be the man of your company, and I mean the man, like no holding back, no bullshit, do it. If not, save it for the man. Lesnar should be the guy to pass the torch to the next guy. And if you don't want it to be Ambrose, don't do it. Simple as that. Lennox puts, the League of Nations have destroyed their own worth by jobbing to Reigns in handicap matches for months. Now they're just painful to watch, I agree. Don't let Meltzer hack your mic again. R.I.P. LKO Mike. Yes, R.I.P. greatest Mike. I think we really should do a memorial. WWE are going to do more house shows on the WWE Network. They need to stop naming them because they're going to run out of names for the shows. Yeah, I agree. Like, remember back in the day we had like Unforgiven, No Mercy, Armageddon. Like now we have Fastlane and Roadblock. Like, it's so bad. Lennox put, half the people on this show are worthless. They never get any TV time or storylines, so they're just a waste of space and our time. Instead, they waste their time on a guy like Reigns. Yes, it's a sad state of affair, but it's the WWE. What can you do? You just pray one day you get a good show. So that's going to do it. Thank you for all the live comments. Thank you for the likes so far. If you listen to this on the on-demand section once the show's off air, put in the comments what you thought of WWE RoadBlock. And, there's been so many pay-per-views. I mean, we're on what? We're in March. We're on a third pay-per-view. We got Mania coming up, and WWE also announced they're doing a WWE Live net. I don't know if it's a network special yet, but it's WWE Live in London. I'm definitely going to that. Also, networks. Hopefully, it's going to be a WWE Network show, so similar to this, where it's just great wrestling because I like watching great wrestling. Make sure you head over to KocoSports.net, that's KocoSports.net, where the world goes to chaos and become a sportsman. Above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. LKVIP, links in the description. ProWrestling.me. Like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy pro wrestling, not storyline development show, you'll like this. If you hate pro wrestling where there's no storyline development and no storyline attached, don't watch it. Simple as that. So that's just really a summary of the show. Hope you enjoyed the show as much as I did. Thank you for the live commenters. Thank you for commenters after. Thanks for watching. This has been LK. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch you guys down the line.